This is video 34 of 101. This video is about fruit. Fruit makes me so happy because it is such an incredible food. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why fruit is so incredible and a little bit about the different varieties of fruit, how you can use it in your daily life, and things to keep in mind when you're purchasing fruit, and just a couple musings about the future of fruit. Fruit is incredible. There are these objects that you can literally just hold in your hands. They are so easy to grab and go anywhere. They've got the peels right on them, so you don't have to worry about that, and you can literally just bite and go. They are sweet, they are nutritious, and they are the perfect source of energy for your body. Before I talk about why fruit is so incredible, I want to clear out a point about people who have misconceptions about fruit with high sugar contents or making you gain weight or anything like that. So let's clarify. So I know a lot of people like to go on these diets where they cut out sugar completely, which is really great because the pure refined sugar, it's not something we want to be ingesting anyways in any kind of like pastries, desserts, or candy or snacks like that. Like, we're going to, but typically you don't want to at all. Like, it's not doing anything good for your body, and we associate fruit sugar with this highly refined pure sugar as well, when fruit is in no way being able to be compared. And the reason for that is that in those candy bars, all that sugar there, it's just pure sugar that's been added. In fruit, you're getting that glucose and fructose, which is sugar, but you're getting that in a whole fruit. You're getting fiber, you're getting vitamins and minerals, you're getting a combination of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and yes, there are proteins in fruits. So you've got this entire package here. Yes, there's sugar in it, but this sugar is naturally accepted by our bodies, and it's actually very quickly metabolized into energy. And that means that when you eat fruit, within about 30 minutes or so, you're gonna have tons of energy because this sugar is being easily broken down for energy for your body. It's a very, very quick process, and so these sugars get broken down very quickly in our body. However, the fiber in the fruit actually takes longer to break down, which keeps you fuller. So essentially, eating fruit gives you energy and makes you feel full, and you don't have to eat a lot of it. It just depends on what you're doing. So a lot of people are like, can you eat unlimited fruit? You can eat as much fruit as you are going to burn off. So to give you an example, I live a pretty sedentary lifestyle. I could eat this one banana and maybe a mango here, and I'd be good for a few hours doing not a whole lot. But someone who's about to go, ride 50 kilometers on the bike, go ahead and have 15 bananas. You're going to be using them up. You want to get that energy in. So the thing with eating fruit is just determining what kind of activities you're going to be doing, and then just eating according to your body. We don't have to go into calories or how much fruit we should be eating by our body weight or whatever. Literally, your body tells you exactly how much fruit you should be eating, and that is when you feel hungry. If you're eating fruit and you're going out and you're still feeling hungry, that means you should have been eating more. And when you're eating fruit and you start to feel full, that means you can stop eating at that point, but then keep going. So when you feel hungry, just eat more fruit. When you feel full, stop eating fruit. It's just listening to your body and what it wants and going according to that, and then making sure you're burning off that energy. So if you've eaten a whole ton of fruit and you feel full, go out and burn off that energy that you just created. So overall, fruit is incredibly nutritious and delicious. So not only does it give you that energy and that long-lasting satiating feeling, but it also gives you tons of vitamins and minerals. There is so much vitamin C in fruits. There are so many varieties of vitamins and nutrients in these fruits that are so easily accepted by our bodies. Vitamin C is amazing for enhancing your immunity, as well as many other factors, including the absorption of iron, which helps your body be even more energized. I'm going to put tons of links in the description below for all the different varieties of fruit and their nutritional contents. Now, one thing about eating fruit is that it does digest very quickly. So yes, the fiber takes a little bit longer, but the fruit itself digests very quickly, and in that sense, we typically don't want to be eating fruit with any other kinds of food because it has such a rapid digestion. So imagine eating a piece of bread and then a banana on top of that. That bread is going to slowly digest while this banana is trying to quickly digest. So those two separate digestive processes happening on top of each other, it's not really going to make you feel all that great. It's not going to do any crazy harm to you, but you are going to probably feel a little bit of upset in your stomach. If you don't feel this, that's totally fine. This is just something to keep aware of because a lot of people do have these issues. I know I have, and when I started eating fruit just by itself, I stopped bloating, I stopped feeling upset and gaseous after I ate fruit. It was just a nice, pure energy afterwards. And that is what I want for you guys to get from fruit, is just this incredible sense of energy. You guys always say that I'm super excited, and I eat a lot of fruit every single morning. The best thing to do when you wake up in the morning, if you don't want to make any food, if you're not even hungry, just grab at least one piece of fruit and just try to eat it. One banana, one apple, one orange, one mango, a handful of berries, you know, a kiwi, like any of those fruits. If you can just at least try one of them, you're gonna have so much more energy throughout your day. And you're gonna get into the habit then of eating fruit in the morning. So when you wake up in the morning, the best thing for your body to wake up and start to move on is fruit. It's easily digestible, it's something you can just get into your body, it gives you the perfect amount of energy, lots of vitamins and minerals, and fiber to keep you going throughout the day. There's literally no downside to fruit. Alright, but there is one downside, and it's not necessarily a downside to the actual fruit, but just some tips about the industry overall and how we can go forward in the future without having these negative side effects. They're not necessarily the worst thing in the world, like it's not like factory farming where, you know, animals are being tortured, but we are all aware of the fact that a majority of our fruit in North America does come from very far away. And in that sense, when it's picked, it's usually not ripe, and then it ripens on the journey there. That ripening process off the vine, it doesn't allow for the most nutrients to come out of our fruits. As well, that process of the travel can lead to some very high environmental costs along the way. This is just me musing, but what I hope for the future is that we can create fruit greenhouses in some way. Like, we are so smart and we're advancing so quickly with technology. I think it would be incredible to create environments in different parts of the world that don't necessarily have fruit available, like tropical places, and creating these environments where fruit can be grown, and that way we can have the fresher and local fruits out of season technically to keep up with the all year round demand of fruit in North America. So that's obviously for the future. I hope that happens, and I hope that all the transportation of all of these produce and everything eventually just becomes completely electric and completely low emission carbon neutral, because that kind of efficiency would be the exact thing that we need to take the footprint of produce way down. It's the transportation cost that is really getting us. And so if we can make that transportation completely carbon neutral or electric, or even something that's just extremely low emission, we would reduce that footprint significantly. So for the time being, try your best to buy local fruits, buying fruits around you that are in season, going to local farms and picking that stuff up. I know a lot of people probably live in places where you don't have access to this at any time of the year, and so in that case, what I would recommend, and hopefully in the future that kind of stuff can change, we can add more fruit accessibility to these kinds of places in the world. For the time being, something I can recommend that I hope it would be sufficient enough is to buy frozen fruits. And frozen fruits can actually be created into something called nice cream. Nice cream is when you freeze bananas and you freeze fruit and then you put it in a blender. I like to add a little bit of coconut milk, and it makes this incredible ice cream consistency of fruit. It's like a fruit ice cream. It's delicious. And so if you live in a place where fresh fruit isn't typically available, this is still a really great way that you can get that fruit and benefits in, because frozen fruit has the same amount of nutrients. They're usually picked fresh and then frozen and then shipped, and so it may even be better than buying it picked unripe and then shipped as ripe, and sometimes gases are included in that as well. One note I will make about organic fruits do have less pesticide and chemical use in their production. However, if you cannot afford organic at this time, I say don't stress about it, because as long as you're eating that whole fruit, you know, you're at least on the right track. Hopefully in the future we can get to a point where organic versus non-organic isn't even a debate. Everything is just organic. There's no additional cost for it. It's just all organic. You know, 100 years ago our grandparents didn't have organic because everything just was organic. So hopefully we can get back to that kind of place where we don't have to worry about is it organic or not. It'll just all be organic, which I can't wait for that kind of day. There are a couple ones called the Dirty Dozen, which are fruits that don't have a big rind on them, like berries or kiwis. They absorb more pesticides than another typical fruit like a banana or an orange, because they have such thin skins. So for these fruits, if possible, I would highly recommend buying them organic. I'm going to link the full list of the Dirty Dozen down below, and also the Clean 15. If you can't, don't stress about it. Just at least be trying to eat the whole foods. You know, if you can buy organic, that's great, but if you can't, don't stress about it. Hopefully we can get to a point, like I said, where everything is just organic and no one has to stress. So final takeaway from this is that fruit is amazing. It is nature's candy. It is nature's fast food. It is the perfect way for you to have a sweet, satiating, and energizing treat that is actually incredibly good for you. So eat lots of fruit, eat it by itself, eat it in the morning, eat as much until you're full, eat it when you're hungry and you need to have lots of energy, eat it during the day, eat it as a snack. It is just amazing. Try out all the different kinds of fruit. Some top 10 fruits that are going to give you lots of energy are bananas, apples, oranges, kiwis, mangoes, pineapples, melons, strawberries, blueberries, and dates. Those are some of my favorite fruits. I hope you guys enjoy them too. There are so many varieties out there. Go to your grocery store, go to the local farm, support the local and support the organic if you can. Always try to be sustainable. Talking to your grocery stores and your suppliers about where they get their fruit, encouraging their suppliers to go electric, to have their vehicles low emission. Start thinking about how we can bring fruit to everyone so we can all enjoy it, because it is such an important part of a plant-based diet, and it's such an enjoyable part of a plant-based diet as well. At the end of the day, I hope you guys enjoy eating fruit, because I know I will.